Welcome to the Business Bada Revolution. I'm your host, Pat Honiotes. We're here to talk about doing business from the inside out because being an entrepreneur shouldn't suck. Remember, business badasses are made, not born. Welcome to the show. You know, this is getting to be a habit. We're starting all of these episodes with everybody in the studio giggling.
Laughing.
And you know what? I think that's probably a good thing because it is fun, but there's no way you could explain it all, right? I am Pat Honiotes, Business Bada Revolution podcast. And what we do here is we're really looking at different ways to approach business coaching. All right, you have your traditional coaches, thank God. I'm so glad I have some to refer to. And they're going to do marketing and strategy and all of that. But what happens then when things come up personally as to the reason why you're not doing what your coach is telling you to do? Okay? And that can really impact that coaching. So I have a new friend of mine, just a couple of months old, right? Actually, you look a little older than that, but the friendship is just a few months old. This is Stephanie Pflipsen, is an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Okay, and we were talking at one point about different issues that can come up as an entrepreneur. So we're going to get to that in a minute. But first of all, what kind of business do you do? What is your business?
So I started my own thing, painting custom event banners.
Okay.
So for baby showers, birthday parties, corporate events, really any event, honestly. I kind of broke off and decided that I wanted to do what God was calling me to do and my passion. And it's kind of just fallen into place.
Well, when you do that, it usually does fall into place.
It's
when you're
nice.
doing what, when you're doing what you need to be doing. Mm-hmm. So when we were talking, you were talking about the thing that you run into that you think kicks your bum the most is lack of boundaries. How is that affecting you in your business, not having the boundaries that you want?
Yes. So boundaries, I think, are important. And I didn't learn that for the longest time. Before boundaries kind of were established, I kind of was just all over the place, doing everything for everyone, never saying no, not respecting myself. And I got to a point where, and there's more backstory to why I really had to focus on myself. My husband, we found out in 2020 he needed a kidney transplant. So I had to take care of Steph so I could take care of him and everything else. Exactly. So that's when it was like a light bulb went off that I've just been doing everything for everyone and I needed to take care of myself. So I kind of implemented some me things first because...
Okay, hang on a minute. What I want you to do is to back up just a bit. Take a breath, relax. We're all good here. Was there one specific incident? I mean, you know, a kidney transplant is nothing to joke about. It's not trivial, but was it within all of that going on? Was there one time or one moment where you had, oh, hell no, and this is what I'm going to do? Or, oh, now I get it. I've got to set boundaries. Can you pinpoint that down to one or two instances?
I think it was because then I was still in the corporate world. And so I was just overwhelmed. I mean, it wasn't really just one specific thing. It was everything. Okay. It was, and I may think of an example, but
no, you're good.
I'm not really sure that there was one. And it was just like a light bulb moment.
I get it. I get it.
Happened.
So, here's the thing. Boundaries tell us and other people what we think of ourselves. So when you said, yeah, I had to do something for Steph, okay? Here's the thing, is, you know, if you're doing stuff for Steph and you're honoring your boundaries, that's a lot of great self-worth. When you're not, it's kind of down the drain a bit.
Right.
Here's the thing that you'll run into too is when you start setting those boundaries, other people don't like it. Okay? Because they've been getting by with this stuff for a very long time.
Right. And they think you're being, giving them ultimatums.
Oh, no, you're just giving them choices.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that. Yeah, they think, and it's not an ultimatum, it's a choice.
Right.
Here's the thing, too, that I want our listeners to understand is that when you honor your boundaries, nobody else has a choice. Okay? If you say, I'm not going to take a phone call after 5 o'clock at night, and you don't answer the phone, the boundary's been honored.
Right.
But it's also a matter of when our boundaries aren't honored, it's because of us. We're the one that's not honoring them.
Yes.
Okay. And you're right. It wasn't an ultimatum. It was a choice. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell me one situation around your business to where boundaries are challenging for you.
I want to please everyone.
Oh, boy. You got your work cut out for you. Okay.
And so I know when my schedule is full, I have to say no to someone that and I don't like to say no.
And you don't like to say no, why?
That's the pleasing of making someone else
why?
happy.
Okay, now we're going to push a little bit here. Okay, it is the pleasing. So, what is it that you tell yourself, or what is it that you say this? I must please this person. I must tell them yes. And if I don't, I'm what?
Wrong.
Okay, fill in the blank again. Good one. If I don't please this person, I'm wrong and
I don't know.
let your mind wander. Just go with it. If I don't please this person, I'm wrong and there you go. Now, do you see how fast we can go there?
Yeah.
Did you see how much though you didn't want to say that?
Right.
I mean, who wants to say I'm not worthy or admit out loud that we'd have guess what? I hate to tell you, but you're real normal in that area, and then almost everybody I work with, including myself, has that self-worth problem, which is why we don't set boundaries. Mm-hmm. Now, to the degree to which you set boundaries is the degree that you have self-worth. Okay? This making sense so far?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so now, you know I'm wrong, I'm not worth it, I'm not a good person. And if I'm wrong and I'm not a good person, then what? Then I'm what?
Worthless.
Okay. All right. And if you're worthless, then what are you? I know I can be annoying.
Is there another word that I can use? I don't. Ask me again.
I'm worthless.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm worthless, underneath, I'm what? Underneath the worthless, what is there? And you maybe can go there today and maybe you can't. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to test it and see.
Okay. I don't. Not successful.
Okay. So feeling worthless is a symptom of not being successful, and it can also be turned around. Okay? So how do you, in your conscious mind, judge your worth? By pleasing everybody?
Yes.
Okay? Because when you please everybody, how does that validate your value?
Makes me feel worthy that I'm making everyone happy. They're having a good day or event, like if it's with the banners.
You know what I just noticed? I'm making them happy. Did you notice doing this?
Yeah.
What you were doing is throwing pieces away of yourself every time. Now, is that stretching it? You betcha. But you can watch stuff like that. Okay. Do you get that when you do that to your detriment, you are giving away a piece of yourself?
No, I never thought of it like that.
Well, let's look and see.
Okay.
All right. Just from the standpoint of take a breath. You can lower your shoulders. You don't need earrings today, darling. We're good. We're good. There you go. And you know what? I got to tell you, on this show, I talk a lot about being a business badass. And I want you to meet one right here. And one of the reasons why we know that is there's one way to define it, and the fact that you had the courage, the confidence, and the self-worth to come and talk about this so you could get some support is badass.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always how we think of being a badass.
Right.
Okay, so I hope you are giving yourself kudos.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This had to start somewhere. Okay. What is your belief system about your value? Just in general, it doesn't have to be.
I mean, my belief is I'm just as worthy as everyone else.
Really? I don't believe you.
Well, deep down, I know that, but
Okay.
on maybe
Here's the difference, Stephanie. You know it. You don't believe it way down deep. Up here, you know that.
right.
All right. But that's not the belief system that's clear down inside, or you wouldn't be giving away your power.
Right.
Does that make sense? Now, notice the difference between conscious and subconscious. Everyone has a subconscious wound-driven belief about themselves that on a soul level we know is absolutely ridiculous, and on a conscious, logical level it's ridiculous. It's kind of like the subliminal advertising they used to do in grocery stores and drugstores, and that
Right.
was always playing in the background, and that's a belief somewhere in there about yourself that you have. Now, we're not going to go all the way down to the nitty gritty today, but you can be assured that there is at least part of that belief is that you're not worthy. Does that sound like it fits?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Intellectually, you know better.
Right.
All right. You know that that's just hogwash. All right. But does it kind of ring a little bell inside, like not quite good enough?
Yeah, and I think I've done a lot of self-work to where I feel more confident saying that I am worthy than I would have a year ago or two.
Good for you.
Or 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I would have not even believed that. But I don't even think I would have said that about myself.
Probably not.
So
Probably not.
now I'm it's like the teetering of
Okay. You want me to tell you why it's teetering? Is because up here you know better. And in your heart you know better, but there's still that thing running through your mind
right.
that not quite good enough, not worthy. All right? And like I said, we're not going to go clear back to that right now. That could, because I don't know where that's going to take you.
Right.
But in general, this is a normal reaction to boundaries. Okay? And we start talking about these personal things. What's that got to do with my business? Well, it's got a lot to do with your business when you're promising signs and that you probably shouldn't have.
Right.
All right. So, what is your spiritual belief? I'm not asking you about religion or anything like that. Just basically, do you have a belief in a higher power? What is that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what do you believe about that higher power?
That I was made for a purpose.
Okay. Say more. You've got more to say about that. I can see it.
And that when I need help, that's who I should fall on.
Do you believe you were created by this higher power?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Well, one of my favorite clients always says I'm pretty good at this, so I'm going to lay it on you, and that is, so does God make crap?
Yes. No. No.
Well, where did that yes come from? You weren't quite so sure about that, huh? And we're not going to get into a religion discussion.
Yeah.
Here. It's not about that.
No, maybe I was thinking of a different kind of crap.
That could be. But basically, the bottom line is you were created good
Right.
from a higher power.
Yes.
And so there has to be that value there.
Right.
Just the fact that you exist.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, here's the other thing. I will have people say to me, I don't believe in all that God stuff. Yet they're sitting here with this problem. And so to approach them, I mean, we had talked, so I knew what your background was. So if they're sitting there and they say, I don't believe in all that God stuff, just get on with the business. It still comes down to the person. I mean, that's not you, but I want to talk to everybody here. And that is, if that's not so, and that's fine, I make no judgment about that. Everyone has their own beliefs,
Absolutely.
and that's cool. But usually it then really comes back to the person and it's still what you think about yourself. And you can still approach it from that angle. You just come in from a different door. Okay, questions so far?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I always start people with affirmations. The affirmation is an I am statement.
I am.
What is an I am statement that you could use that would remind you of who you are and how worthy you are?
I think it would be just easy as I'm worthy.
I want you to make a little sign for your computer.
Okay.
I want you to make a little sign for the dashboard of your car. I want you to, if you're willing, write it 3 times in the morning and then go about your day.
Okay.
That gives you auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. Now, here's the thing. There's not anything magical about saying, I am worthy. It's not what it's about. Know that in our subconscious mind, we have files. You've got a file that's probably this big that says you're not worthy. That's never going to go away because it happened, right? I mean, it's there.
Right.
So how do you overcome that is to make a file over here that says I am.
Right. That's bigger.
And make it bigger, okay? And so, yeah, it's as simple as I am worthy. What are some other things that you can say to yourself? I am statements are really powerful.
I am talented.
That's just what I was going to say. Only you said it with a question mark.
Well, and I was just thinking that I don't, and my best friend can answer to this, but I will send her a picture of a banner and she's like, I love it. Oh my gosh, it's great. And I'm like, it's okay. And now the more I do them, the more that I'm loving them. And I also realize that I see them here where people are seeing them here. And so when I step back and look at it, and I'm not, microscoping it. Microscope? No.
Hey, it works
Whatever
well.
it is.
I heard
Yeah.
you microscoping it. I get it.
That it looks good. And so I think I need to realize that if I make a mistake,
because that's where I was going to go with you next. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm a bad person.
right. Or I don't like it, or it's ugly, or whatever. And I'm learning to, one, either accept it, because if I keep messing with it and messing with it and messing with it, it gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yes.
So I have I take that step back, let my husband hold it up for me from afar, and I'm like, okay, this look 2 thumbs up. And
All
so
right.
that's one thing that I've been doing, is really looking at it from other people's perspectives and giving it my 2 thumbs up approval. So,
And there's the other thing. The more you do that, the more confident you become in your work. And the more confident you become, the more value that you're going to see.
right.
So people will ask me, how do I get more confident in my work? By doing it.
Right.
So, this seems kind of surface and not really very deep today, if you know how I work. But the thing is you don't have to go that deep to get started.
Right.
Okay? The thing for you now is to be consistent.
Yep. I am worthy. I am talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's not just looking in the mirror. It's about really getting, hey, man, am I talented? Look at that banner.
Right. I'm a badass.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, that's a great affirmation.
As long as you know what you mean by badass, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, besides your work, like actually doing the banner, where else has lack of boundaries kicked your bum?
Oh, personal life,
Okay.
family life.
Okay. And those, I will admit, are sometimes harder to set. And they're the ones that probably think you're giving an ultimatum, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You are, you're changing the rules of the game.
Right.
Okay, no, I'm not going to babysit my nieces and nephews. I don't even know if you have any, all right? No, I'm not going to continue to babysit my nieces and nephews every Saturday night.
Right.
That's hard to do with a family member. It's not hard for me, but that's all right. I'm kind of that way anyway. Around business, anything else around business and boundaries that you'd want to talk about?
Well, I just think the more boundaries you set for yourself in your business, the more you can pour from a filled cup.
Yes. I love the way you say that. Yes, yes, yes.
Because I feel
Yes.
like your cup has to be full for you to be your best, to do your best. And if you're not setting those boundaries, whether it's meeting boundaries, if you're sending out a meeting, stick to that meeting. You have to, other people have things to do. Like, it's not, you may not have anything to do for the whole day. So if your meeting goes 2 hours, 2.5 hours when it's scheduled for an hour, it's not a big deal to you, but it may be a huge deal.
Well,
and
and
so
I'll also tell you, it'll be a big deal to you. Do you know why? If you set aside an hour, and even if you have, quotes, nothing to do the rest of the day, what has it taken away from you, Stephanie?
what you could do.
Or maybe some relaxing time.
Right.
It's about doing what boundaries are all about us.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I like the way you put it a little bit more elegantly a little bit earlier, but I always say you can't give what you don't have.
Right.
Okay, so if you've got to have that full cup.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
absolutely.
Okay, what else? Anything else around boundaries and your business?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I
no,
think
good.
that's-
All right, you got it.
I
You
think
got it.
that's
So
really time boundaries, your worthy boundaries.
time boundaries. What else? What about financial boundaries? So yeah, oh, we hit it. We hit a spot there.
but I don't really have any of those.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
Okay, so you're doing yourself a disservice, of
Right.
course. What
Right.
do you charge? This is the price. So it's about setting boundaries on your work too. And here's the thing about that also goes back to worth, self-worth.
Right. Yeah, that's and starting out, I think, because I've only been doing this probably, I don't know, 6 months now. I've kind of learned where my comes into play, and so really not, what is the word I'm looking for? Teetering on that, like knowing that this is worth $50 or $100 or $75 or wherever it comes in, that, and people may turn it away,
That's okay.
and that's fine. And
The
they
magical thing you just said was this is worth $50. This is worth $100, not I'm worth $50 or I'm worth. Sometimes folks get that confused.
right.
And you have it exactly in the right order. That's a little bit more challenging when you're in a service business like coaching, because you've got a tangible object you can hit, but we're talking about tangibles right now.
Right.
But the intangibles, I will tell you, is a little bit more difficult. We're just not going to talk about it today because not in the service business.
Right.
So what boundaries do you have around your time?
I set really kind of work structure in my planner where I do, okay, I'm not going to check my emails first thing in the morning. I'm going to, I'll do it from 10 to 11.
Okay.
I did delete my work email off my phone.
All right.
Because I would check it 24/7. And so I've really tried to separate my personal time away from my business time.
All right. So there's boundaries. All right. Before we go here, do you have any questions about boundaries or ones you'd like to set or that you've set and you want to continue? anything around boundaries for you that we haven't talked about? We've gone kind of general, and that's okay. But I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask a specific question about boundaries. It seems like you're pretty solid to me.
Yeah, I do a lot of like, is this? I think about things a lot before I set a boundary.
Good.
And so, it kind of is good. Sometimes it's not good because I'll need to set a boundary, but I think about it and think about it and think about it, and it comes and comes and comes, you know?
Got it.
So, but the thing with boundaries that I like is they can be adjusted.
As long as you're adjusting them for you.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's hard for me to do because that goes back to letting someone down. Like if my boundary is, say, I'm not babysitting my nephew on Saturday nights, then I know that's could let my brother down. But
okay, stop there. And if your brother is let down, whose problem is that?
my brother's.
Yes, because
Right.
how we feel about it is on us, not you.
Right.
All right. I could be excited that I get to keep my son home at night, all right? Or I might be. But
Sure.
the thing is, someone is disappointed or let down because you changed a boundary. That's not on you. Now, you don't have to be a biatch about it,
Right.
okay? But that's the thing you can't give what you don't have.
Right. Well, and I think, you just made me think of something. I think boundaries are, you have to, when you start creating boundaries, you have to be very empathetic. Because I think if I was to say to my brother, no, if I don't want to get in a fight with my brother about not watching my nephew on Saturday, but if it's like, hey, this is my boundary, I'm setting it, I hope you understand, having that empathy would be a lot better than, I'm just not going to kind of thing.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
but then how he responds is on him, not you.
Right, is how he.
Yeah, so
right.
you can be understanding. I have what I call elastic boundaries. Okay, now it doesn't mean I stretch that elastic all out of shape.
Sure.
Okay, but there's, I don't take calls after 5 o'clock at night.
Okay.
10 days ago, I had a call, a message from a client that said, can you talk to me sometime in the next day or two? I really need to talk. I just got, okay, we can talk now. And I
Sure.
called her like at 6:30. But I don't do that all the time. That's the elastic part of the boundary.
Okay.
If I start doing it all the time, guess what? It's no longer a boundary.
I love that. I like that elastic boundary because I sometimes I think of my boundaries like I set it and it's going to be that way forever. And that is nice.
Some boundaries are.
Sure. Right.
You're never going to be allowed to call me a name.
Right.
I mean, that one, we're done. Okay. But
Right.
Okay,
right.
good.
But
Good.
that certain circumstances,
Yes.
you have that, I have that room
There you go.
to stretch.
Yeah.
When I want to stretch it, not when you want me to stretch it.
Exactly. And the other thing to be careful of with this now is start stretching it so much. You know what happens when you stretch?
It breaks.
Yeah, well, not only that, it gets saggy, and who wants
Oh.
saggy boundaries? I mean, It's like wearing saggy drawers, right?
Right.
But so keep that in mind, is if you stretch it, and that's when we have to catch ourselves, and that's the self-awareness part.
Right.
What is this bringing up for you? Because you've done some thinking about this. What's this bringing up for you right now?
I love it. And I really feel like where I was 4 or 5 or 6 years ago, I've made tremendous progress
How
on
do you
myself.
celebrate that? How would you celebrate that? That's another thing. We're a little off boundaries, but celebrate every freaking thing. Like
That's me. I am a party celebrator. Pat on the back.
Let's see you celebrate. I want to see you celebrate. There you go. You can even be more flamboyant than that if you'd like. It's up to you.
That's okay.
But I wish you would blow up balloons and have a party and all of that, but we can't do that all the time.
Right.
But just by the fact that you're acknowledging yourself, you've given yourself permission. Okay. Anything else about boundaries?
I feel like I've become a better person because of boundaries that I've set.
Say more about that. How have you become a better person?
I feel like a better friend, a better wife, a better
In what
sister.
way though? Give me, how are you a better friend?
Because I'm more aware and it
Yes.
sounds weird.
No, it doesn't. Go.
I'm more open.
Yes.
So with the boundaries that I've set,
It gives you more freedom.
it has allowed me to have more freedom.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what people don't get is boundaries give you freedom.
Right.
Boundaries.
And they really have. And I feel better, like as a person. And I see like if a boundary isn't a set hard boundary, and I know that, or it's just one that I'm like, I need to build a boundary around not taking calls after whatever time, then I know I can see that freedom come after the 5 o'clock or whenever it is. I don't have that set for myself,
No,
but
but that was just an example we were using.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Boundary.
you have that freedom and that openness to do what you want, or take a phone call after 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay.
That'd be a good title for a book, wouldn't it? Boundaries give you freedom.
It would be.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
If there were two things that you would like our audience to know that you've learned about boundaries, or two concepts that you'd like to make sure people can take away from this conversation, what would they be? What would those two ideas be?
I would say the first one would be start small.
Yes.
Don't overwhelm yourself and create boundaries everywhere. I think and it doesn't have to be, because I didn't do that. I knew where I needed a boundary and I did not start there. I took smaller steps to see if I could even do it, if I could build a boundary to test myself. So I would say start small, recognize where any boundaries need to be, and work up towards the big one. And another one I would say, boundaries are not bad.
Here's the thing. Everybody wants boundaries. Everybody wants boundaries. Many people don't want to have to do the work in order to get boundaries.
And that's where it is. It's the work and the boundaries.
Yeah.
But it
pays off, doesn't it?
It is a wonderful thing once you do it.
It's that inside work you have to do in order to release that effective ones. And that's you telling you I'm worthy of me setting this boundary just by action. You know, the old actions speak louder than words. You can walk around all day saying, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy, I'm worthy. Or you can just act like you are, or do both.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Anything left for you that you wanna say, or?
No, I don't think so.
So if somebody's looking for a banner,
yes,
for any event, what do they do, Stephanie?
I have a Facebook page. It's Flippin' Things. It took the P off my last name, so it's it's just I don't even know how to spell it. It's FLIPIN Things.
Okay.
So they can find me on there, and then I'm on Instagram with just my name, Stephanie Pflipsen.
Okay.
I don't have a website yet. Just moved to Tennessee from Kansas City, so getting settled, and then I know this really good girl that can help me with the website. So
good.
Yes.
Good. Nothing left on boundaries, huh? You're good for now?
I think so.
All right. So we touched a lot of areas around boundaries. We touched a lot on boundaries. And yes, I intentionally kept it pretty surface. Okay? And there are times when, especially if we were working together and you just couldn't get the freaking boundary, when we'd go deep and we'd really get to the underlying part of it. But go with what Stephanie said today, which is start small And starting small is doing what she's doing right here. You've gone beyond that, but it's talking about it. It's about what are they? Why do I need them? That kind of thing. By the way, if you have any questions around boundaries, we're going to be doing another mailbag soon. So go ahead and send us some questions. Send them in to us. It's Pat, honiotes@gmail.com. Just send them over to me. And in the meantime, I hope that you got a lot out of the boundaries today. We could, again, all these topics we talk about, we could talk about for days. So we're like touching on them. So bring us some questions, bring us some things you'd like to talk about. But in the meantime, keep working now. Keep having fun towards embracing being a business badass. This is Pat Honiotes, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to another episode of Business Bada Revolution. Remember, as you're walking through your work week, being an entrepreneur shouldn't suck. Remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe. And oh, by the way, leave us a 5-star review. See you next time.